Paul, injuries. Obviously, we had Amari on Tuesday night, and there was a concern over Chris as well.
Yeah, I mean, we've still got a little while before the game, so it's certainly too early to make a decision on them. They're both improving. Deno has been out on the grass again today. Amari not. So we're just going to wait and see how they are. As I said, I'm prepared to wait, but on the other hand, I'm not prepared to take risks. The last thing we need is anybody getting put into a game when they're not fully fit. So we're just going to wait and see. And if we have to be patient, we'll have to be patient.
How does it affect your preparation, not just in terms of what you do on the grass, but having a team in your head for Saturday afternoon?
Yeah, of course it affects it, but it's just part and parcel of it. There's no point getting screwed up about it. I will make a final call on Friday morning when I find out how they've both reacted to the stuff they've done today, and we'll wait and see. So I can assure you that when we start training on Friday morning, I'll know exactly what the team's going to be. The players will know what the team's going to be, which, to be honest, is the most important, really. They'll know. We'll have gone through the clips of what we expect to see from Newport and how we're going to play against that. And then we'll do our final bits of preparation and get on the road.
You said this the other night, you can see the likes of Jack Stretton, you see how hungry they are, and he's ready if you call on him.
Yeah, they are. I mean, there's a really good spirit in there at the moment, a real good... You can tell by the noise, and there is a good noise in the change room on training days. So there's lots of positives, and that's why that game on Tuesday night, that's why this Papa John's Trophy is really important, because it keeps us being able to get players up to speed. All of them who were involved, you know, it's given me a nice issue to have, not a problem. The fact that Mick Kelly plays so well, the fact that Duncan Iden does well, Corey shows what he's all about. Jack Ellis has not done himself any harm. Ryan Carr as a debut has been really good. Moxon has shown us all what we all know he's capable of. I'm now pushing him to give me even more. Sonny, Jaden, Jack, Nick Bellardo didn't do himself any harm. So, you know, I could go through them all, and they've all given themselves a real chance. But more importantly, they've given themselves as close to 90 minutes as we possibly could get from them, and hopefully they're a bit readier when their chance comes.
I know with the other injured lads, you gave us an update on Tuesday night. Is there anything better for the likes of Edmo, for example?
Not for this weekend, no. I think if everything went really well, we might have a chance for Ryan for the Crew game. If everything went really well, that's me being Mr. Optimistic. I don't think we could expect Ben Barkley back by then. Certainly too early for Toby as well. So, you know, we're just going to have to wait and see on those. But they're out there running. They've all been out on the grass doing their work today, so that's really positive. Jamie Devitt goes for his first injection into the quad tomorrow, Friday, so that'll be the start of him to hopefully to get fit. So we can make positives, but they're not going to help us at Newport away on Saturday.
We've seen Toby buzzing around today. He's on a high. That's taking things are going well with him.
Yeah, Toby's a good character. He's one of them sort of players who can give out a bit of grief in the change room, but he can also take it as well. So he's good for sort of the banter that goes around in there, and he's starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel for himself to get fit as well. And I just think if you add, you know, and I'm not saying that these lads are all going to start, but you add people like Toby and Ryan Edmondson and Ben Barkley to it, they're a different group. It makes it a stronger group, and that's what we want. So hopefully over the next month, and then we're even talking about Joel Senior maybe being back October, November time, those four then give it a bit of a different look to the group.
Tough places to go, Rodney Parade. It's right up there.
Oh, it is a really tough place. It's funny because they're having a bit of a tough time at home at the moment this season, which is quite surprising because I think they're a good side. I think he's a good coach, James. I think they've got a good plan there, and I don't really know why it's not really worked for them. But they're coming into this game on the back of 4 defeats, and we've got to make sure it's 5. We've got to make sure that we don't give them that lift that suddenly gets them back to a form that they were before this run, where I think they had 4 or 5 straight wins. So it can quite easily flip, and that's where we need to make sure we're right.
I was reading James's comments about the Forest Green game. They were disappointed with the way, I think it was a 10-minute spell where they lost the goals. They felt like they played well, so there's a warning there for us.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, they're starting to get a few players back fit and back into the group. Sort of experienced players who did really well for them last season. You know, they had a good season last year, and we've got to be ready for it. I'm expecting it to be a really tough game. I think it's a tough place to go. It's never an easy environment. It's quite a hostile crowd. We've got to do everything we can to silence them, to get them on their players' backs, and hopefully we can produce a performance that does that.
Fairly new for us as a club is the way that you prepare on a long weekend trip, so you train here and then travel. Seems to fit with what the lads are doing as well.
Well, I just think I'd rather know what we've got. For me, Friday's a really important day of training, and I'd rather know that we've got the meeting facility here, we've got the training facility here. I'm hoping it stops raining because there's quite a bit of water on that training pitch this morning. But we know what we've got here, and we can do our preparation right. I think when you travel and you find a place to train somewhere down halfway down the journey, you don't know what you're going into, you don't know what time you're going to get there, and I just don't like that side of it. So for me, I like to get the final preparation in terms of the training done, and then you just have to expect you're going to be stuck in traffic, you're going to have a long journey, and there's no point complaining and worrying about it. That's just the nature of where we are, and it's a lovely place to live. So if you have to travel a bit further, then so be it.
And there's a great feeling in that corridor. We see it when we do things with the lads on Thursdays, for example. What's brought that, Paul? Because it isn't just the results at the start of the season. There's something else in there as well.
Well, it is the results. That's what does generate a spirit. But I think it's I just think it's the personalities we've got in there. You know, I'm certainly not going to sit here and say it's me, because it isn't me. You know, I just hear it all. We've put the group together, and I think that's the importance of finding out about characters and personality before you bring them in. There are times where you have to make a quick decision and you maybe can't do enough background checks, but we're finding out what the people are like before we bring them in and trying to make sure they're the right personality to come into the club. And so far I think we're doing okay with them, and they seem to have gelled well together. There is a good feeling. Even the lads who are not regular starters, they're joining in with it all, and they're pushing the ones who are starting. And that's why Tuesday night against Fleetwood was really pleasing, because now we've got players who've played on Tuesday who are pushing the starters, and the starters know that they take the foot off it. There's other people who are waiting in the wings ready to come on.
And it is we've already mentioned Newport, Grimsby coming on Tuesday night. We're going to see again, chance to see where we are at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think this is a really big week for us. 2 tough away games and then a really good game at home next weekend. And I've always said 10, 12 games you get an idea. Well, we'll get an idea after next weekend, won't we? And we're all fully aware that we haven't won a game away from home yet this season, and we have to go and make sure we do it.
Just that one league defeat. I mean, you keep saying we're still okay. It's just an okay start to the season. It does feel a little bit more than okay.
Well, we're not even a quarter of the way in, so I ain't going to get excited at this point. We're doing fine. The performances have been, in general, very good. I thought there was mistakes, and I'll be honest with you, I wasn't happy with the team that I put out at Stevenage. I think, if I'm being honest, we'd have probably gone and lost at Grimsby if that game had carried on. So let's be fair, we're not pulling up loads of trees, but we're not struggling either. So let's make sure we start pulling up trees and doing even better.
Paul, thank you.